Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, follow me as I make a delicious and hearty Puerto Rican soup known as Asopao de Pollo. Let's get into it. Alright, so let's start by seasoning my chicken. And I don't know about you, but I live in the Midwest, and right now we're like in that awkward in-between of winter and spring. So technically it's spring, but some days it feels like spring and other days it does not. And today was one of those days. So I decided to make some soup because it's rainy outside and the weather just calls for it. So I have a bowl here, and then I put a couple of chicken wing pieces. So these were in the freezer. So if you notice when I put the knife through the chicken, it looks a little hard. It's because they were a little bit frozen, but that's okay because these are gonna go inside the soup. So I have a small family of 4. It's just my husband and I and our 2 young kids. So I just have a couple of chicken wing pieces, but I will list all the ingredients in the description box below. And feel free to double or triple this recipe as needed. Just make sure you have a nice big pot. So I like to use my knife to stab the chicken so that when I go to marinate it, all the seasoning penetrates the chicken. Now, you don't have to do this. I just like it. I find that it gives the sopas or the asopao a good flavor. So I put some extra virgin olive oil, and then I'm going to sprinkle a generous amount of this badilla cilantro lime adobo. But feel free to use regular adobo or your own homemade adobo, or just a medley of whatever kind of spices you want to use. I suggest using like garlic powder, onion powder, oregano, salt, pepper. And then I'm going to add a little bit of my homemade sazón, which is the video before this one. That was a very highly requested video, so be sure to check it out if you are interested. If you do not have homemade sazón, just add add half a packet of Goya sazón and you're good to go. So I'm going to let this marinate in my refrigerator for half an hour. Alright, so I have my caldero here, and I have the heat set over medium low. And the reason why I always hover my hand is to see if it's nice and hot. So I went ahead and added a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, and I'm going to add 1/3 cup of diced cooked ham. And I'm going to sear my ham until it's nice and golden brown. I highly recommend searing it on like a medium low heat, because ham tends to release water when it's getting sauteed, and then that water gets into the oil and the oil will pop and splatter and burn. And I know by experience because I've gotten burned many times. In one of my first videos, which is actually the most popular video on my channel, is arroz con gandule. And there's a part in that video where I am sauteing the ham and my hand flinches really hard, but no one ever commented on it. No one ever noticed. I don't think so. Or I don't know. Maybe they noticed and no one ever commented, which is kind of surprising because I feel like online people notice everything. But anyway, after my ham was nice and golden, I removed it from my caldero, and in that same oil, I'm going to go ahead and sear my chicken. Now, I'm not trying to cook my chicken fully through. I just kind of want it nice and golden brown to give it some nice color and some good flavor. And after my chicken is nice and golden on both sides, I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of my ingredients. So I'm going to start by adding about 1/4 cup of some fresh homemade sofrito. Now I have 2 videos on my channel on how I make sofrito. I have an authentic traditional recipe of sofrito, which is my very first video on this channel. And then I have like a more practical one for those who do not have access to traditional Puerto Rican ingredients such as culantro or ají dulce. So be sure to check those out if you want to make homemade sofrito. And then after I added the sofrito, I'm going to go ahead and add half a can, which is 4 ounces of tomato sauce. And then I'm going to add a little bit of some chopped up onion and bell pepper. These are just like onions and bell peppers that I had in my fridge, and I didn't want it to go bad. So I'm just going to go ahead and add that. You can use any kind of onion or pepper that you prefer. And then I added like about a tablespoon of stuffed Spanish olives and a tablespoon of chopped pimientos, which are pickled red bell pepper. And then I'm going to add 1 garlic clove that has been smashed and chopped. And then instead of using like the regular Goya chicken bouillon, I think that's how you say it, that I normally use, or that we normally use in our cooking, I'm going to add a teaspoon of this better than bouillon, which is like a chicken soup base. It's really, really good. And then after I added all of that, I'm going to throw in my ham from earlier and give everything a really good mix. And by the way, my heat right now is set over medium. It's still set over medium, so it is, everything is like at a nice simmer. All right, so once I added most of my ingredients for my asopao, I'm going to go ahead and add, I say about 6 or 7 cups of water or so. Honestly, you can kind of add this to your liking, but I say to add a minimum of 6 cups, okay? Because we are going to be adding rice later on, which is traditional in Puerto Rican asopao de pollo. And by the way, we call it asopao because it's kind of a play on the word sopas. The word sopa means soup, but we call it an asopao because it's not a basic soup. It is a very hearty, dense, rich soup. Okay, so after I added my water, I'm adding some root vegetables. Here I added like 2 chopped yellow potatoes and like I want to say like a cup of yuca root, which is cassava in English. And then I added like half a cup of carrots. Now, if you want to add a little bit of batata dulce, which is like white sweet potato or yam, you can add that. If you want to add some squash, like calabaza, which is like a Caribbean squash, or if you want to add some acorn squash, that goes really, really well in Puerto Rican asopao. And then I added some salt to taste. I always add like a teaspoon at a time. You're gonna catch me throughout this video adding salt here and there. Now, I'm not adding too much salt, don't worry, because remember, right here, I have about 7 cups of water, so I want to make sure that I have enough salt. And of course, it's always going to be to taste. All right, so my asopao has actually been simmering on medium heat for about half an hour already. And at this point, I always check for taste. I always check to see if it's missing something. So I went ahead and added like half a teaspoon of some dry oregano leaves, and I added a little bit more salt. So regarding oregano is like that traditional Puerto Rican herb. I've noticed in other videos of other different cultures from different parts of the Caribbean, they tend to use other herbs like thyme and rosemary. And yeah, I don't know, random, unimportant fact. I just find it interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and give that a really good mix, and I'm going to let it continue cooking. At this point, my potatoes are nice and soft, but they're not like overly cooked. So now I'm going to add half a cup of rice. You can use either medium grain or long grain. Okay, but I suggest just half a cup, and I find that to be like the perfect amount for about 6 to 7 cups of water. But of course, if you want your soup to be a little heartier, then you can add like about 2 tablespoons more of rice. Just don't add too much because you don't want this asopao to turn into like mushy rice soup. That's not what we want. All right, so now that I added the rice, I'm going to let that continue cooking until my rice is nice and fully cooked through. But in my opinion, no asopao is complete unless you make a side of tostones. Now, if you want to buy pre-made tostones in the frozen section, that is perfectly okay. No judgment from me. But I highly recommend, if you have access to plantains in your area, make some homemade tostones. I actually have a video on my channel on how to make it. It is very, very easy. My sister-in-law, who is not Puerto Rican, makes them all the time now, and she loves it. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and give my plantains the first fry, because when you make tostones, you fry them twice. So I'm going to fry them on both sides until they are slightly golden, and then I turn off the heat and I'm going to mash them up. And by the way, I did make like a quick side of sweet plantains, or plátanos maduro, or amarillos, however you call it, because I had a really ripe plantain and I needed to use it up, because we do not let plátanos go to waste in my house. So I honestly just made those for my daughter. So after I fried the green plantains, I'm going to go ahead and mash them up. So I have like this little wooden paddle, which is actually half of a broken tostonera. A tostonera is a plantain press, and it broke years ago, but I kept the flat side because I just really like it. I like that I can make the tostones as thick or as thin as I like it to, because with a regular tostonera press, it kind of has like a set thickness, and I like to make them kind of thin. So all I do is just I carefully place it on the cutting board and I press them down until they are nice and flat. And then after I flatten them up, I'm going to fry them again on both sides until they are nice and crispy. All right, so my food is done. My tostones came out so good. And after I fried them the second time, my really dirty stove, I went ahead and I sprinkled some sea salt, and they came out delicious. And my asopao is done. I know it's done because not only is the rice fully cooked through, the rice will split in half. So that's how you know it's done. And it came out incredible. And that is all for today's video. Mira que rica esta sopa. Oh my God. They came out so good. By the way, not only do I pair my asopao with tostones, I also love putting chunky aguacate pieces inside. So good. All right, but again, that is all for today's video. If you've enjoyed today's Cook With Me, please let me know in the comment section down below. Also, do not forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I come out with fresh Puerto Rican content regularly. Also, be sure to hit that notification bell so that you can be notified of the next video. Until next time.